5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's been a long time. Wow. So, welcome to the ever-changing, ever-fun, ever-enlightening, even more so than an old Rush Limbaugh episode. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. So, I've been gone on hiatus. Personal growth, personal flatulence, all the things, the hallmarks of my existence. And life's been good. Took off, needed a month, just had some medical issues with myself and with my brother. For those of you who follow the show, you know my brother's been undergoing cancer treatment, and he is in what we call a state of remission, which is a great thing, and I'm very happy about it. And I just have to mention, anybody out there, if you're going through a bunch of crap, it can always get worse, man. I have to tell you, just watching him and his fortitude, we all tend to get irate about the news or about stuff that our family does, or there's some jerk cuts you off right when you're trying to drive in traffic. But man, it's nothing, and it's nothing. So really, it's hard to try and get your attitude, because most of us don't have anything that fretful, hopefully. But health is the one thing that we all share, that if you don't have it, it just makes your life agonizing. And on a personal level, it's hit me really hard the past month. I've had like 3 friends and a relative pass away within the past 5 weeks or so. And these are all people that I've talked to on an ongoing basis for decades in some cases. In the case of my uncle, many decades. My Uncle Pat passed away. And it's really strange that 3 of these people have all died of throat cancer, specifically of the larynx and the throat. So I know this kind of show, it sounds like we're going into a funeral home, but we're not. Just remember this: when you start feeling sorry for yourself and things are getting a little shitty for you, you have it so good if you're healthy enough to get up and pick up a fork today. I mean, it's just horrible what can happen. And I have to say, my brother has a better attitude than anybody I know at this point. He's been on death's door now for a year and a half. Been through 3 rounds of chemo and radiation, and he's had every reason to be kind of grumpy and shit, but he's not. He can't talk, barely. He can croak out a few words, but we communicate typing, and it just reminds me, though, to myself, I get wired up about all kinds of things. I don't usually act on them. I just get annoyed with people, and I have to remind myself just to be a little kinder and gentler, as they say. Life will kick the crap out of you. So enjoy every sandwich, every bunion, every alcohol-free beer, whatever it is. But enjoy it, man, and live your life like you got a life, because you never know. And that's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to bring up my buddy, the great band Legion of Prague, and they're playing somewhere tomorrow night between Philadelphia and Lancaster. So when you get him on, we're going to talk about where in Lancaster. And we're going to ask him if he's seen any of those Amish outlaws out there. Those outlaws, those Amish people can get crazy. They have Rumma Springer. I can tell you, if I was one of those guys, I'd be out doing the rumming and the springing. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Hey there, Neil. How's it going, man?
It's going great. It's good to see you, buddy. I've been missing everybody. Missing the show and just missing having a few laughs on a Friday. What can I tell you? How about you? How's things going? Where are you playing tomorrow with Legion of Prague?
We are playing at the Gem Music Hall in Spring City, Pennsylvania. It's about, as you said, about halfway between Philadelphia and Lancaster. So it's a little bit of a drive for folks who live in the Jersey Shore area, but it's not a horrible distance if you want to come and see some good music.
Oh, absolutely. Philadelphia, not that far. It's one of the great things of living in Monmouth. A couple of hours, hour and a half, about. I think now I've done it in an hour now. I think about it, like to Bucks County area.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, from Highlands where you are, it's probably in the neighborhood of between 75 and 80 miles to get into Philadelphia
yep.
proper.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a terrible drive as long as you don't hit too
No.
much traffic.
Yes, and as long as you don't hit that run, I always take the freeway down. They have that on one, whatever the main drag that goes across the state. When you take it, it's like 199 or something,
195.
195. And when you take that, and then there's that cutoff, which brings you right down to Philly. I
Yep.
used to have to drive to Princeton every day and go that route. So while they were building that sucker, and in fact, I admit that right when they built it, I was going southbound on the turnpike or whatever it is there, and I'd been driving on 195 every day where that junction is. And I literally turned around and they didn't have the fences up yet. I drove off the side of the road and turned around and got back on it and was doing one of these and didn't see any woo in the rear view. And I just cruised on like nothing had happened. Of course,
On
they
195 to be able to do that and not find a state trooper in your rearview mirror, that's an accomplishment in and of itself.
it is, and I because of that, I use Waze, excuse me, which is a app that has the positions of the state troopers and police authorities where they are. It's sort of like having radar for the PD. Check it out. But this is an unpaid endorsement, folks. Waze, Waze. Unfortunately, they were bought by the Antichrist or Google, as I like to call them. Um, I mean, hell, even Bezos' wife, man. You've seen her lately? Holy shit, man. She's like scary looking. She went and had this Catwoman shit done to her face. She's all like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God. She was an attractive woman, man. I don't know what kind of weird satanic shit they're into, but man, she looks like she's scary. I mean, she was an attractive woman before, but now she looks like the Joker got a hold of her, And fucking Bezos, man. The guy's, last time I saw him, he was at the Explorers Club in New York eating on a fucking 8-foot monitor lizard, chunking chunks of that into his mouth. It's like, they already think you're kind of the weird evil overlord, and here you are popping in like, big Komodo dragon bits. Oh, you're not too strange, are you, buddy? And I'm a gourmand, but I'll pass on the Komodo chunks. It's just like alligator and crocodile and all that crap. It tastes like shit, people, unless you fry it up. And they fry it up into a little nugget, and it could be anything from a hash brown to a hush puppy. It's just a chunky nugget thing you can put dip on it. Otherwise, and I have shot and killed an alligator and eaten some of that rotten shit, and I will tell you, I had rednecks who knew what they were doing with it. It tasted like crap. So if you tell me you go to Florida and you like those chewy alligator bits, well, good for you. Go forth and multiply. But I don't think it's going to replace chicken wings at the next Super Bowl. I just don't think so. You got these raunchy gator bits, chicken wings. Easy.
I'm laughing to
Chicken
myself
wings.
because that's what you typically hear about alligator. Oh, it tastes like chicken. Sure.
Yeah, sure it does. It tastes like chicken ass. I'm sorry, people. This show is not fit for anybody who's under 10. Depending on your family, I guess. You have Adam's family values or something. I don't know. God only knows. In fact, if you have something you do that's very strange and unusual, while you're here, I will send you an invite. Come on the show. We've always enjoyed strange human tricks. So if you have anybody out there who's particularly debauched or has weird six-finger tricks, they can play weird hand jive shit. Well, bring them on. We're going to become known as the Freak Show channel, and we're going to have a guy who can stick a balloon up his nose and then inflate it out the left side, showing that men, when they're alone, get bored. They do some crazy, stupid shit. But I've seen the guy, and he's, I don't know. I've never had a need to put something like that up my nostril. And Just going into, I can't even fathom it. It's like going in the hospital, they're going to tube you up. You're like,
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm big on hospital humor these days.
No, totally understandable with everything you and your brother both have been going through. And I'm
Yeah,
very happy to hear the news about your brother, by the way. That's wonderful.
it is good. It really is. And he's so stoked to just be out of that place. So that's what we're working on right now, and that's a damn good thing. I also want to mention anybody who's watching, if you've been a fan of the show for a while, Toby Simmons does have a GoFundMe up, and if you can help her out, I'm going to post it on the show in a little while. But help her out. She does a lot for the music biz in California and in Los Angeles, and she does a lot here in the New York area for me and a lot of other people. If you have a band out there and you need your social media handled, talk to Toby. She'll do a great job for you. She's affordable and she kicks ass. And the other thing you'll have going for you is she knows everybody. So if you've got something going on that's worth putting out there, if it's an original thing, people, just talk to her. She'll do your social media and you never know. Might hook you up with the right person, or the right person might hear you as a result of her talking about you. She's certainly helped me over the years. And Toby, thank you. I know how hard it is. It can be tough out there. Having to move overnight can be, most people just don't have the money laying around to just pick up and move, every year or two. And rents are very high out in LA, folks. So do some good. And don't tell her I sent you or anybody else sent her, or whatever. So we're almost, God, I can't even believe it. I'm looking at the clock here. Where is it again? It's almost like a whole segment gone. So, what do you think, Bill? The past few weeks, when we come back in the next episode, has it been one crazy whiplash ride the past 2 weeks in politics and life in general?
Oh, it's been insane in terms of some of what's been happening. Oh,
Yeah,
there's parts of it that I love because I've been doing some reinvestment on my stock portfolio, and over the course of the last 5 or 6 months, things have been very positive, which for a retiree like me is very good news.
Oh, I hear you. I'm in the same slightly flooded boat as we've been experiencing the past year or two, or really longer than that. But I never want to point blame to the Biden administration. They've been a fine administration.
Is that a little
I
the
think,
tick that you just had there? That where you
had a
weren't placing
tick.
blame?
I was just having a glitch, as they call it. Shit. Okay, please nobody get upset if I made a glitch. Christ Almighty, if you're prone to glitches, this is probably not the show to watch because I have them all the time. What can I tell you? I'm one of you. So I don't know. If you can't laugh at it, don't call here. The complaint department's on the 5th floor, and Mrs. Fine does not like hearing complaints about the show. Are you familiar with Susan?
I don't think so.
Susan Fine, for the first 4 or 5 years of the show, this is coming into the 5th year, was my number one and first fan. So we brought her on the show a few times, and she's very talented. She used to design greeting cards in New York City. So I have a whole bunch of them around here. In fact, I'm not sure where the book is. I have one fairly close here, but every Halloween she sends me these amazing drawings of Dracula or whoever, and she's just been our number one fan. So I tried to get her to do a bit. I wanted her to be you're familiar with the term Yenta?
Oh, yes.
Of course. Now, I will tell you, I have many Jewish friends, many Italian friends, and we're very alike in many ways. We're kind of rabid about our religion and procreation and all that good stuff. And my grandmother, she was pretty stiff old babe. I may have told this story on the air once before. Grandma had a bunch of friends because the Jewish folks would come down on Sunday and have lunch or dinner or both. And it was kind of interesting because I don't know, Catholics, it just seems like we've always gotten along well up in North Jersey. When I went to Florida, people would say if you're Catholic or Jewish in some neighborhoods, they'd go, "Oh my God, he's a Catholic," or "Oh my God, he's Jewish." I'd be like, "Oh, hell." I thought that was all that existed in the world because my world was North Jersey, which, everybody was either Irish, Italian, or Jewish for the most part. I had some Polish people around, but not a huge percentage by comparison. I think that a lot of the immigration that went on, a lot of more of the Slavic nations went to Chicago because there's a lot of butchering and things like that in the old country, and it was a good place to get a job. So, any rate, I digress. We're going to take a real quick break here, and I'm going to go see if I can get the highly interactive system here to play commercials. Not labeled commercials, but I think I can handle it. Thanks for watching. We're going to be right back. You're live with Neve. Hang on a minute.
Like a melting flake of snow this year. I won't be sad to see it go.
Hi, I'm Darren F. Flynn, a singer-songwriter from Ireland, and I'm on Live with Neve.
I would have said it couldn't happen here.
Hey there, it's Kevin Sorbo here, and you lucky people, you are live. You're live with Neve or Neve. I don't know. I can't say the dude's name. Anyway, you're on live with him, so I don't know. I guess that's a pretty good thing.
Hey guys, my name's Eli Alger, and I'm here on Live with Neve.
Oh, I'm back. We're back.
I'm Neil from Live with Neve. We have an exciting connection for our veterans, country music fans, and there is something for everyone. Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. That's right, we've partnered with Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. See you soon.
All right. So, we do have an interesting topic here. FBI told to flag Trump mentions. They're after you people. That's right. He's coming to get you. All of you lefties out there, and you're going, trust me, man, the world will be fine. Every 4 years, I find this interesting. We go as a country and we all head down and we go out and we vote. But for the 2 years prior to that, we annoy each other incessantly so much that people get pissed off and say, I don't give a shit what you are, Republican or Democrat, get the fuck out of my living room. The ads are relentless. They're almost as bad as pharmaceutical commercial ads and liquor ads. I mean, seriously, if you take a look at the news at night, it's all things for various maladies. Like, people are always more worried about my colon than I am. I know on a daily basis where I'm at. So to have people out there worried, some happy lady in the commercial, hi, I'm worried about your colon. Oh, thanks. I don't usually discuss my colon in public unless you're on the Live with Neve show. But we are your one-stop shop for information. Information you need. The information to enable you to be a better American. Speaking of better Americans, Colbert got blown out the door today because he's not fucking funny. For you people who just blew him out, I'm here. Put me on late night. I'll sort out your problems, man.
Well, they're not putting anybody on late night. They are getting rid of the show, apparently.
No, but they need us on late night. And same thing. I'll take on Howard Stern. Bring his fucking bushy ass in. Let's have at it with him. He's so old and fucking gnarly. I'm his age and I'm younger than him by 40 years. In fact, I'll put it up here now. A live, blow-by-blow, bare-knuckle fist between me and Howard Stern. He's long, so he's got a little reach on me. But that's okay. I'll get in close. I'll work the body hard. Then I'll go for the head. It'll be good. And if I get my ass whipped, well, I'll have a weapon. We can have a bet. We each give a certain amount of money to our favorite charity. But you better bet on me, folks, because I got some evil in me. so they say. We have Ghislaine's Dirty Surprise. Wow, that sounds pretty fun. Or it sounds like a new dish at the new American restaurant down in Seabright. Okay. That's
Oh
like
my
saying my yes, it's going to be one of those days today. I haven't taken my meds yet, and it was Jeffrey's 50th birthday, and Ghislaine Maxwell, Ghislaine, I believe, was preparing a special gift to mark the occasion. She turned to Epstein's family. Oh, this is some. Now we're going to be like, Donald Trump was hanging out with Epstein. He's been flying to Epstein on. You know why I know this is bullshit, people? I'll tell you why. Because for the past 4 years, you have thrown every handful of crap you can at the guy, and none of it stuck. And if you had information, pictures, collaboration of witnesses, and all the shit that goes along with the Epstein file, he would have been the first thing on the paper the day before the election. There is no way that the left had any evidence. And look, I'm a very in the middle kind of guy in that I can see and entertain the notion of my Republican friends, my Democrat friends. I can't see anything eye to eye with the people in the Democratic Party who lean towards the communist shit. I'm sorry, that's just a confused bunch of youngsters. They don't know shit about shit. They've never been to a communist country. I've been to a couple in my life, and I'll just say, screw that. This is America. We don't do, even all you people calling Trump this fascist. Look, if he was really Hitler, people, you would be terrified to go out and talk the shit you do on your internet feeds all day long and knock yourself out. Free speech is what America's all about. But it doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean you're particularly bright either, but have at it. Most people in both parties do not have an open enough mind to entertain the notion either side has anything good to say. And the truth is, we have to listen, my Republican friends. If we don't listen to the Democrats, we'll never get anything done. We're going to keep it up. One thing that used to go on in the old days is we would work with our opponents on the things we can that are important, like feeding crippled children. Remember Hillary Clinton with the whole children thing? As far as I can tell, Hillary, the only thing she's ever done to help the children is hose them off with a hose at some, event where they got too close to her and Huma, She, get out of here, you little shits! Throwing shot glasses. We know Hillary likes to get into the fucking, she gets into the bourbon and gets, the night of the election, reports had her throwing shot glasses at Bill while the Secret Service looking through the little peephole going, she just nearly got him. She winged him. They didn't know whether to run in with their guns drawn. What are you going to do? Go in there and beat her to the floor? I mean, I think they were afraid of her. To be honest, she looks like she's got some kind of weird ninja power. She come floating across the room and be like something out of the Matrix,
Yeah, I don't know if they're physically afraid of her, but I certainly understand that she's not someone you want to piss off.
No, you don't want to cross her if you're on the Secret Service detail in like the parlor room,
Yeah.
I don't
when you
know.
were talking about Susan's drawings before, I thought for sure you would go with the alleged Epstein Trump drawing that the Wall Street Journal was talking about.
Yeah, I want to find out what that's all about. Have you heard anything about that? I just came in today.
A lot of crap.
It's a bunch of hype. Is it something that he did, or somebody drew of him doing the deed, or what is it?
There is apparently a drawing that Trump drew of a naked woman that he shared with Epstein as a birthday gift, which
what?
As
your birthday's coming up. I'll do one for you.
Well, let's not go there, at least not on air. But seriously, I totally agree with what you're saying. If the Democratic Party had anything on Donald Trump that was remotely associated with Jeffrey Epstein, we'd have known about it 3 or 4 years ago at this point.
Absolutely. They wouldn't have had to go through the whole trouble. They're not going to have to, that whole assassination attempt that they say, oh, he was faking it. Give me a break. When I hear that shit, I saw it that day. I know what I saw. And if you're that dumb, look, people on the left, you've got many things that I agree with you on, tons of things. I'm not into torturing baby seals unless it could get the show on the top 100. We're not into poisoning capuchin monkeys, again, unless that'll get us signed to the slot that, what's his face, Colbert. What time was he on anyway? He was like midnight?
Yeah.
He was on after the original, like the late night shows.
Yeah, I think he started at like 11:45 or something like that. I haven't seen one of those shows in many, many years now myself.
When he first came out, I thought he was a very funny guy. But when it morphed into this whole 8-year period of nothing but it's a rag on Trump for an hour. That's just not funny. And if they were doing it to the Democrats, I'd say the same thing. You remember back in the day when Saturday Night Live was on, even political figures would go on, mostly Democrats, because I admit it, back then, having like General Haig on Saturday Night Live to do something would have been a little rough.
Well, they had Kissinger on back in the day.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
And I remember there was apparently a real row backstage. I think it was documented in one of the books on SNL, where Al Franken in particular and Dr. Kissinger did not get along at all.
When Al talks, I sleep. He was funny years ago, like decades ago. Al, come on the show and talk to us if you're out there. You got to be fearless, man. You've lost your mojo, man. You got to get the monkey capuchin pills I'm taking. Things, man, I'm ready for the world. Capuchin monkey extract. It's like taking 100 grams of testosterone per minute. A very good thing. Pumps you up.
Pump you up.
But yeah, I mean, you got to get some of this stuff. And
I
can't imagine
Saturday Night Live in the studio once back in 1992, I think it was 91 actually, and it was an infamous episode, one of the worst episodes of Saturday Night Live ever made. Steven Seagal was the guest host.
Oh God, tedious.
But what was funny about it was the very first sketch they did was one with the bodybuilding brothers who are going to pump you up. And they're talking about this girly man, Steven Seagal. And of course, the real thing came and confronted them.
I could just see him in the back room kicking him ass in the green room, getting in a fight with him, Steven Seagal. If you ever I just happened to stumble across one of his karate videos, and it was like so fake. He was just like, and then the guy would flop across the room like he'd been hit with some mysterious like Ninja Turtle power shit. I mean, I was kind of like, give it up, dude. You're old. You're living in fucking Russia with Putin's blessing. Give me a break. What a fucking toll. I'm sorry. Going to Russia versus living in the United States. Just don't even go there, people. In fact, all you folks out there who are into Marxism and shit, just drive your ass down to Florida and then take a boat on over to Cuba. All you got to do is go to the Cayman Islands. They'll let you in without stamping your passport, allegedly. Some people have done that, for like 10 years, folks. So now it's semi-legal. I believe the Trump administration is going to make it a little harder to go there, which I say screw them, man. I love the Cuban people. Most of the good ones have already hauled ass here. The rest of them, the Cubans sent us a bunch of drug addicts and junkies. Last I looked in New York, New Jersey, everywhere around, there's junkies. We don't need any more, folks. I mean, the junkie portion of our country is already filled up, We got to make some room before we bring in another 100,000 or 200,000 and fuck up the country.
We've satisfied our quota of junkies, absolutely.
Our quota, yeah. And I heard a really funny story today that these 5, let's call them cultural enrichers, came over here. One was a murderer. One was like they all had multiple violent offenses. It's the one thing they all had in common. Cuba, Venezuela. They were from various countries. Vietnam. So this was a multicultural fun fest of ethnicity. And none of those people as an ethnic group are assholes. They're all good folks. But the 5 that we chose to fly to fucking Lesotho or wherever it was, it's a tiny landlocked country. And let's see if I can get back to that. But at any rate, they sent these 5 assholes to jail in Lesotho or somewhere. Well, of course, the left is having a conniption fit. They're going on and on about, the Nazi stuff and all this other bullshit. And I wash my hands. Don't be stupid, people. If you're out there and you hate the right, you just clear, legible arguments. Point out facts and data. Stop with all this metaphysical, oh my God, these poor people. If you dig them that much, how many will you take? We'll send all 5 to your house. We'll get them flown back from Lesotho right to your door in a limousine. It'll be like the Publishers Clearance House arriving. We'll have pictures of the Somalians up there. We'll have a crowd. We'll bring about a dozen over to live in the backyard and keep the 5 in the house well kept, like they do. They have that slavery thing in the places they come from. Sudan, Somalia. I don't know. You got Rumson, and then you got Somalia. I mean, what can I say? It's like the great comedian Sam
Right now, you
Kinison
probably have
said.
some people in Rumson who are very irritated with you right now for what you just said.
Yes, I bet we do. I'm going to go find the biggest mansion pad over there, and I'm going to figure out we can put 13 Somalis per hectare. Just going to load them up. They can do domestic work. If you're out there and you hate me already, good. Hate away, people. The more you hate, the more I love it, and the more our numbers go up. Up, 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 up.
Now, for those of you who are not of a certain age, as Neil and I are, back in the old days before Stephen Colbert, there was a man called Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson was very funny, and he was terrific. He listed on late night television for 30 years. And the reason he did was because he made fun of everybody.
Everybody. He would make fun of Democrats and Republicans. My God, you can't be doing that. You got to just fuck over the Republicans. You know what the problem with that is? It's like even Alec Baldwin. He's a decent comedic actor, but ever since Trump got elected the first time, I can't watch him anymore. All he does is run around bitching about Trump. Fuck you, man. Alec, I had Baldwin fatigue 20 years ago in New York. He's always getting into it with the paparazzi, and he's just always such a jerk off. You know, shut the pie hole. That made
I can't really watch him anymore, with one exception.
I can't either.
I can watch the opening scene of Beetlejuice where he gets killed.
Right. Absolutely. That's great. It's like, I'll get me a bucket of balls, man. Bring the head on big screen, you know. That's what I said when I went on It's a Small Ride with my kids. They're like 3 and 5. After fucking 10 minutes of riding through that thing, I heard that shit for decades in my head. And I'm thinking I'm going to have it now coming by for another 3 decades.
Yeah. I'm getting very, very tired of all the demonstrations in LA where they're defying, the ICE agents. I mean,
yeah.
And again, not to take too much in the way of sides here, because certainly the right and Republicans aren't perfect either. But
no, certainly not.
But 4 years ago, the Democrats were talking about January 6th insurrection. What's happening in LA is real insurrection.
That's insurrection. Absolutely. They're literally, I don't understand it, because look, we're all Americans here, people. Honestly, if we don't work together with each other, we're really screwed, because if by not working with the Republicans and Republicans not working with the Democrats, honestly, both sides are abrogating their civic duty, in my opinion. You have a duty to go out there and fight and argue and bitch, but at the end of the day, just like the past 8 years, they scream past each other, and it's bullshit, folks. Back when Reagan was president and we had a majority in the Senate and in Congress, back in those days, he sat down about once a month with Tip O'Neill, where 2 Irishmen just sat down, had a beer, and talked shit about politics. But the one thing they did was they sat and said, look, man, I've got this asshole in my party. It's a game of tit-tat. And what would happen is they would get behind the scenes, they'd kind of come to a rough agreement of what they could sell to their respective partners and constituents. So things got done incrementally, but they got done. It wasn't like today, if a Republican and a Democrat were actually to sit down and talk to each other, you'd have the Speaker of the House, you'd have the head of each party, you'd have the party whips, and you'd have, of course, the normal weasels in the press, because trust me, freaking comics are 10 times more honest. If you want to find out what the pulse of the country's on, go listen to a comedy show in New York or LA. They're making fun of all kinds of shit. And it isn't just left or right polemic, folks. It's actually funny shit. Because if you can't laugh at the fact that Donald Trump, man, the guy he's done some fucked up shit, man. He's the king of it, other than me. I mean, I don't know what to say. And on the left, you got Gavin Newsom. That's your flag bearer to take over the country? Give me a break. He runs a state that's bigger than many countries, and he's mismanaged it, done a shit job. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or not. You got to have decent people. He sucks the way they handled the fires. And it's time to clean out those folks who are just there to tack the cash and stuck it into their backpack, like by the fistful, big old. And the latest outrage, people, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, you want to be pissed off? If I lived in LA and they took that whole section up over where they have the parade, the Rose Bowl parade, Burbank. All that area, it just
That's
burned up.
Pasadena, actually, where they do the parade, but yeah.
They tore Pasadena, excuse me, wrong neighborhood. But they took that whole area where all those $1 and $10 and $5 million homes, a lot of musicians up there who were the working class studio musicians and technicians, people who might have been on a hit movie and got enough money to buy a nice house up somewhere. The state came in and said, you have to use our authorized land moving people to get all the crap off the lots. Most of those people, or a good significant amount of them, wanted to take care of it on their own, call in their own company at a much cheaper rate than the company that was contracted. You had to use the city-approved contractor, and they sucked, people. And now, you know what they're trying to do? They're going to use eminent domain to seize that whole shitload of houses. Huge area, folks. Hugely. Big fucking area, people. And they're going to lose their homes. Now, that is not fair. It's not good. And it's shit policy, people. It's not about right and left. Remember, get on the right side of things. It doesn't matter what side you're on. Instead of bitching, sit down, talk to people about stuff. Well, what can we work with on each other? Because it's the only way this country's going to get any better right now than the shit show we're kind of stuck in. By the way,
part of the problem is this wonderful medium that you and I are sharing right now called the internet.
Yes.
I mean, social media is what's dividing this country more than anything else, because people will not interact with each other there. I mean, it's ridiculous now to where Republicans communicate on X and Democrats communicate on Blue Sky. I mean, we could. There are all these different services. You would think that we'd be able to find common ground where we could talk to each other, at least remotely. But no, people use the internet to talk anonymously and throw shit at each other.
And the things that people say, I don't know. Have you heard this phenomenon where boomers were like really hated apparently by a group of millennials or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
It's all our fault. They had cell phones growing up and Nintendos and all that other shit. Remember, kids, we invented fucking cell phones, okay? So take your little snot nose and stick it. We also invented video games. Look, fucker. We had to play Pong. Boom, 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 boom. You get fucking Grand Theft Auto, people. Come on. You know, you can run around and shoot junkies and fucking pick up hookers. That's just great for the kids of America. Wow, that's like the number one game.
For character development, absolutely.
Wow. I mean, that's bloop, bloop, versus hookers running down the street or a big skeleton punching people in the face as he runs by. I don't play video games because I have a theory that anybody over the age of 40, about that time, unless you have kids, you know, what do you do with yourself? This is how you spend your time, is fucking playing video games like all the time. In my opinion, if you're a grown man, get out of here, you know?
Well,
grown guys have too much.
I mean, you and I share, obviously, an interest in the arts and in music.
Right.
When you're creative, you don't need to feed off of someone else's creation. You create your own stuff.
Exactly. You know, it's like I was a kid who's sitting around thinking up stories and all kinds of wacky shit in my day, and still do. I mean, you know, there's too many experiences you can have without being, and don't get me wrong, I think video games can be great fun. Like I said, I don't play any of them, but Grand Theft Auto looks like great fun. If I was a 16-year-old, go kill some junkies, you know, whatever. Go sell them some weed and get another car. All the shit that they do. That game is ridiculous. And then Call of Duty.
About strategy in those games. I mean, whoever takes the time to design them really puts a hell of a lot of work into it.
That company, shit, can't remember the name of them, but they do a lot of the high-end games. I think they do Call of Duty and that one. They're incredible. I mean, the amount of time and labor that goes into it. They spend, on average, more money than the average Hollywood film these days doing video games.
Oh, absolutely.
And it pulls in a lot more money.
Uses the models for the on-screen images. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, GTA, man. Probably got Snoop Dogg running down the street shooting somebody, you know? I mean, what the hell, you know? Why not? Talking about Hollywood, not to break the conversation up, but you really need to contact Kevin Sorbo and get another spot with him.
Yeah, we need another spot. I got to call him up and see about getting some guests from him.
I'm doubling over laughing every time I see him talking about live with Neve or Neve.
Neve, or what the hell is it? Yeah, Kevin's a funny guy.
How's
You
it
know,
going,
it's
Rick?
interesting. Hey, buddy, how are you, man? What's happening? Just hanging here on Friday with us. We appreciate it. We're having a lovely time. I've got a nice breeze off the water right now. It is just pretty fucking good, I tell you. Sometimes life is so good. It's just, what can I tell you? So, anybody out there, you should definitely tomorrow go and see Legion of Prague. Remember, they're halfway between Philadelphia and Lancaster. They're going to have a bunch of Amish girls there who are on Rumspringa.
Oh, good
They don't
Lord.
know what Prague is. They have no idea what Prague is, but we got a busload of them going. So head on out there to the Rumspringa Freak Fest.
Yeah. If I can do a little bit of shameless self-promotion, since
Of
we're
course, that
probably
was the
talking
cue.
more to people who are in the New Jersey Shore area than we are talking to people in Philadelphia right now. Legion of Prague will be at the Vogel Count Basie Theater on September 19th. So please join us there. And if you're interested in seeing us in a really nice setting, we will also be, not that the Vogel isn't, but we played at the Vogel before. We have an invitation, and we'll be playing at the Avenel Performing Arts Center in Avenel, Woodbridge Township on December the 6th. And that will be a very nice show too. That is an intimate theater
Absolutely.
for about 200. So if you're interested and enjoy 70s, 80s era progressive rock, if you like bands like Yes, Genesis, King Crimson, and Rush, Pink Floyd, we are the band for you.
Absolutely. This band is Neve approved, man. These guys are badass. I'm telling you, folks, if you appreciate this music, go out and see them. They'll kick your ass. You'll have fun.
And I have some stuff I have to share with you because you'll enjoy it. We recently had a personnel change in the band. Our longstanding guitar player has moved on to other projects, and a new gentleman has taken Mike's place, a gentleman named Dave Hess. Dave is a local legend in the prog rock space. He goes back to the middle 1980s playing with a Genesis tribute band called Nursery Crime.
Right.
And he knows this music backwards, forwards, and sideways.
Excellent.
I have some.
He probably also knew like all of your tunes in his head by now, I'm sure, because we all grew up with that. If you're in
The Genesis stuff, he definitely did. He's had to learn some of the other music as we go. But we played our last gig this past Saturday at a club where we have something of a residency in South Jersey. We play there pretty much once a quarter.
Which one is that?
That place is called the Palestiner and Tapped Bar. It's in West Berlin, probably about.
I remember going there to see you play once a year or so ago.
It was actually at a different place that you joined us at.
Oh, okay.
It no longer exists. They recently closed. But the Palestine is probably in the neighborhood of maybe 5 miles away from there. So it is the same general neighborhood. But we played an extended show with Dave at Tapped, where we broke out for the first time ever in front of an audience a song that the band has wanted to play for about 5 years or so at this point. The song by Yes, Yours Is No Disgrace.
Oh, yeah.
We have a recording. What a year.
Oh, yeah, man. I tell you what, people, that is a great song, and these guys will do it justice. I just love that tune. I remember sitting there annoying the hell out of my half-brother, man. He's like in his room, stepbrother, excuse me. He'd hear me playing that song. He'd come running in. He'd be like, give me my record back. Don't play my records on stack. You'd hear the thing go.
Oh, yeah. No, that song is one of the classic headphone tunes. That's one where we had to listen to it through the cans because of the guitar going bing, 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 bing.
And the Bruford and Chris Squire are just tearing that up. That is one of my favorite. The rhythm in that. It's just like, I love Bill Bruford. Always have.
It was
When I
amazing.
was growing up, he is. And when I was a kid, I would sit and learn all the parts that Alan would play. Then I'd learn all the parts that Bruford would play. And when I play a tune like that, I'd try and get the best of both of them and keep it percolating, as we would say.
Well, you know
And
the story behind Alan and his joining Yes.
Oh yeah, John Lennon, studio guy from way back.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a couple of stories about that too that have come to mind. But Bill Bruford recorded "Close to the Edge" with Yes in June and
Right.
July of 1972, and then
Mhm.
quit to join King
Right.
Crimson.
Mhm.
Alan White was a friend of the band, but I think he had only played with them in a rehearsal once. He learned the entire Yes repertoire in 3 days and replaced Bruford on tour.
Hey, the guy was great. He wasn't as he had a very different technique than Bill did. Just a different way of approaching rhythm in generally, I think.
He was much more of how do you say? Where Bruford was very jazz oriented and played with finesse.
Right.
Alan would basically hit the drums hard. He was more in the style of like John Bonham.
Yes, he was definitely more like John Bonham, and when they play together, it was really great interlocking. It's like King Crimson when they did that. Every time you see it.
You're talking about the Union tour, I guess. I actually saw that one too.
Yes, I know. I've only seen the video of it, and that just next time they roll through, if there's a next time, you never know with Robert Fripp. He might decide to fire the band tomorrow and start a new project.
Well, they are apparently reforming to make a new album. That news was leaked to the press about a week and a half ago.
Well, excellent. Hear that?
I don't know precisely what's going to happen there. I mean, I think Jocko Yaksik, the lead singer, inadvertently dropped it to the press, and the press was like, "Oh my God," because King Crimson hasn't worked together now in 4 years, and the people who were long-term involved in the band, like Tony Levin, the bassist, have basically said, "I think it's finally done this time." And you would think so.
Yes.
I mean, Robert Fripp is 79 years old.
Right. I thought it was going to be the last time. I really like his wife. She's quite a character.
Toya Wilcox is hard. She's fantastic.
She is just great. She's completely out of her mind, but she's such a counterpoint to him. I could see why it works.
She brings out a side of him that I don't think anyone else could have, and it's wonderful.
I agree. It's really funny. During COVID, I loved his Nurse videos.
The Sunday lunch episodes. Oh yeah, they were.
Yes. Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry, all of you out there in the audience. Listen, we're going to be right back. Just listen to Leland Sklar and listen to Live with Neve.
Hi, this is Leland Sklar, and I am hanging with Neve, and I am having the best time of my life.
Live with Neve, Fridays on the East Coast from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
We are the Stones of Atlantis, and you are tuned in to Live with Neve.
Melting flake of snow this year. I won't be sad to see it go.
Hi, I'm Darren F. Flynn, a singer-songwriter from Ireland, and I'm on Live with Neve.
I would have said it couldn't happen here. The people
what is this? No one was like John Bonham. We're talking stylistically. Don't be a wanker. I'm going to tell you. I'm sorry, man. I know that. I love John Bonham, and you know that. So, what do you want from me, man? Jeez. God almighty. I love my friends. I'll take offense. I love John Bonham.
While I'm thinking about it, the other great Alan White story is his first encounter with John Lennon. Have you ever heard about that one?
No, not.
Alan White was knocking around London doing sessions. I think he was maybe 18, 19 years old in 1969 when John Lennon called him to join the Plastic Ono Band to go to Toronto to play at the Oldies Festival there. First time the Plastic Ono Band ever played together. And Alan White would tell the story. He picked up the phone and says, "Hello, hey, is this Alan?" "Yes." "Alan, this is John Lennon." "Yeah, right. Bullshit." He hangs up the phone.
The Goombie thing, man.
This really is John Lennon.
Excuse me, I'm John's manager, and you just fucking hung up on him. You know? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's pretty funny. You know, in that tour, she was doing her great vocals.
Well, that's the infamous concert too, where Alice Cooper had the chicken thrown on stage.
What?
Oh, you haven't ever heard the story?
No, I'm learning all kinds of things today. Gosh.
The first Plastic Ono Band ever show was an oldies festival in Toronto, where there were people, you know, like Chuck Berry playing, and I forget who else. But for whatever reason, Alice Cooper got invited to play there.
Wow. All right. What a good time.
And somebody, you know, during Alice Cooper's performance, and nobody knew who Alice Cooper was at this time. It's 1969.
Snake and all that, you know? Right, right.
And somebody
God, what a great
brought a live chicken to the show, and somehow it got onto the stage. Alice, being a city boy from Detroit, thinks that chickens can fly. He picks it up, throws it towards the audience, and the audience prepares to dismember it. I mean, they pull it.
Oh, no.
Feathers everywhere.
Damn. Oh, shit.
Yep. So the punchline of this is, when Alice Cooper first broke into the music business, he recorded for a record label called Straight Records. It was a label owned by Frank Zappa. So after all this happened, there were national news stories about it because it was something of a scandal, you know, that this chicken got killed at a show. And so Zappa contacts Alice and says, "What the hell's going on?" And Alice Cooper told the story. And Zappa says, "Well, forget all of that. Did anyone get it on tape?"
That's the only question that matters. I love it. You know, and that was bad enough. It's like they always were saying, I remember people when I started listening to Frank Zappa tell me, "Yeah, he went and took a shit on stage and then ate it." And I heard him in an interview. He said to the guy, "The closest I've had come to eating shit was at a Waffle House in fucking North Dakota once at 3 a.m.
I think he literally said that in his autobiography. If I'm not
I believe it. I might be slightly off, but it's pretty close. Well, we know Lennon was.
Zappa's other comment about that was, you know, they had the urban myth going on for years that he was the son of the actor who played Mr. Green Jeans on Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, wow.
And this comes from the fact that he actually recorded a song. It's on Hot Rats called "Son of Mr. Green Jeans," because there was a song called Mr. Green Jeans previously, and when Zappa would reuse themes, he would call it "Son of," and if he reused it again, then it was "The Return of the Son of."
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, Zappa had a great sense of humor and very dry, calculated, and he could cut like a knife. So, Rick's being confrontational today. I kind of agree Lennon's a putz. I mean, he married Yoko. What can I say? I'm sorry, but there's cringeworthy and then there's Yoko. But I will say this, to be 19 years old and get called into a Beatles session when the Beatles were at their top of their fame, if I was Alan White, I would have been excited too, even if we had to listen to the skanky bitch wail out. You should hear in the...
It gets better in that regard, though, too. When they went to Toronto for this show, there was no rehearsal.
Of course not.
They
That'd
got
be a
on
Lennon
an
thing to
airplane,
do.
and they played without amplification for about an hour on the plane before they got to Toronto and got put into a limousine to be able to go to the show. So John Lennon, Eric Clapton, Klaus Voormann, and Alan White playing together for the very first time in front of probably about 20,000 people.
You know, sometimes it's just the way you got to do it. You got to turn the key, man. You know, after that show, you at least know what you'll do next time. Jeez. I've been in band positions like that when I used to do Dial-A-Drummer. And I got a call once from a keyboard player who worked with Sly Stone for a long time. And man, he had an attitude as big as his head. He was a big dude. And he was a mouthy guy. He just thought the world revolved around him and Sly. I was like making jokes with him. How much did you steal from Sly when he was passed out in the dressing room, fat boy? At any rate, we had a great relationship, and I played with him for a couple of weeks. And after the first night, I wasn't having fun. Well, thank you, Jay. I feel healthy, other than I've got a big stabbing pain in my neck. But yeah, it's that triple X formula that I'm using. Capuchin Monkey.
Pump you up.
Pump me up. Capuchin Monkey extract. You should get some of this stuff, Jay. I'll tell you what. It'll curl your hair and maybe your girlfriend's. You never know. What can I say? Yes, it's being marketed by Neve Industries. It helps all men with all the problems we have in middle age. Like,
so you're gonna have a commercial on at 5:30 in the morning that's like right next to that Friday Plan stuff.
Oh, absolutely, or next to one of those. What's this? He's off of the Skag. Good shot there, Rick.
Oh,
you know, I'm kind of feeling like I gotta get out of here. You know, the show's almost over. All itchy and shit.
You shouldn't have mentioned anything, Rick. He's into withdrawal now.
Now I'm all going. No, man, I don't mean to laugh at opiate addiction, but that was funny. Oh man, I love it. Why do we have friends other than that, man? You gotta love it. That was good, my brother. Well, thanks, Jay. I am healthy. Mentally is another story, but physically, I'm hanging in there. Let's see check what the time is. We have 4 minutes left to this grotesque saturnalia of audio perfection.
I was going to say, this is probably one of the fastest shows, at least it feels like one of the fastest shows that we've ever done.
It does. I mean, it was really fun.
There's no technology to fail on us. So
no, we went with minimal. I was just an easy reader version of the new screen I've got in front of me. I'm like, what the fuck is this morning? I went through before I left to go out, I went ahead and put all this together for today. Just had, ready to just send the invites out. And came back in, turned everything on. It's still where it went. Sent you 2 invites. It was the smoothest. I mean, I walked in here 3 or 4 minutes like you did before we went on, and it was pretty good. I guess we're about quarter of, maybe. It was still, I thought it might be
a little early before we started the feed. Definitely.
Yeah, and that's good. It's better than me just trying to fly in here and, not have anything prepared, which I did anyway, but, who knows? Who can tell? So I hope everybody has an excellent weekend. If you're in the New Jersey area, I'm not sure. I haven't seen what the bestest Bill Puig. There we go. He is best boy, as they say in LA. Definitely. And you're best boy as well, Rick. Hope you have a good weekend. And for everybody, go out, have fun. I don't know. If you get into an area where you see a bunch of lefties, go by and tell them to get a job or something just for fun. They get upset when you say that. They'll run after your car, and if you're in Florida, you can now run over them. Welcome, here I come, Florida.
Oh my goodness.
Out of my way, you little fuckbutt! God almighty. I have to admit, that is pretty crazy shit. What do you think about that, Jay? Are you going to be out running over Republicans? I'm teasing him just because he is my friend and he is a strong Democrat, but I love him anyway. We've been arguing politics since we were in high school, so I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So all of you out there, Dominus Dominus, be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, name this little bastard after me. Happy weekend, people. We're out of here, and I hope you've got your live dose of Live with Neve today. And here's from Ireland, our favorite Irishman. He's from Ireland, you know.
Like a melting flake of snow. This
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve. This is Live with Neve. Iconic musicians, comedy, and God knows what else. Hold on!